Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome to the channel. My name is Parker, and we're back with the ranking series. Now, I have got to start picking up the pace because the draft is about 8 days away, and I still have interior offensive linemen, offensive tackles, edge rushers, defensive tackles, linebackers, corners, and safeties. And theoretically, I can get the rankings out in time before the draft, but there's also videos I want to come out with. I want to do one more 7-round mock draft for my favorite team, the Broncos, and then also a 7-round mock draft for the whole first round. So I'm going to probably start double uploading these ranking videos just to get them out in time, and I don't have to worry about recording these and getting these out before the draft. Now, before we get started, I'm just going to ask you to subscribe to the channel, as we are 7 subscribers away from reaching 300 subs. The support helps out a lot, and it just is greatly appreciated. So with that being said, I want to remind you that Jesus is King. I pray that you give your life to him. He's got a plan and a purpose for you, and I just truly hope you give your life to Jesus. Accept him as your Lord and Savior. Believe with your whole heart that he died on the cross for your sins. And if you truly believe that, truly believe Jesus died on the cross for your sins and he rose from the dead 3 days later defying death, then you'll go to heaven. It's that simple. It's that easy. As a Christian, I feel it's important to share this message, to share the gospel. And whether you choose to believe that or not is up to you, but I hope you do, and I have to get it out there to share with as many people as possible the good news and how to be saved. Now, with that being said, I want to jump into the disclaimer of this rankings videos that I always do. This list is based on my scouting and tape studies of these players, so if you disagree, that's fine. Just do so respectfully. Everyone has different opinions on what they look for in players and prospects, and I might value things but more than you value your things. So remember, everyone has a different opinion, and if we all have the same opinion, the world would be so boring, because everyone would agree with each other and there would be no diverseness, and everyone would be the same. And then also, I'll be holding a NFL draft stream for all 3 days here on YouTube, barring any internet dying or anything. And yeah, I'm super duper excited for that. And with that being said, let's jump in to the tight end rankings. At number 10, I have Cole Turner, tight end out of Nevada. Now, to me, Cole Turner is more of one of those athletic tight ends that you're going to want. Don't get me wrong, he can have some versatility playing tight end or fullback, but I do like him as a tight end, someone who can help you in the passing game. He's got great hands, and he's going to catch almost everything that comes his way, and he's got a huge catch radius to catch anything that is almost in his area. He's going to be able to catch it with his, with his wingspan. He's a great route runner, and he gets a lot of separation against man coverage. Zone coverage, he's still effective, but more so in man coverage. Blocking really isn't his strong suit, so I would not ask him to line up and be primarily a blocker, because he will struggle with that. But in the passing game, he tracks the ball very well. He's going to bring it in. He can high point the ball if it needs to, and he's got some great football IQ. Knows when to cut off routes and knows when to cut in, cut out, and just modify his route to help the quarterback get open, or to help him get open and the quarterback to throw to him. During his time with the Wolfpack, he had 117 receptions for 1,370 yards. He averaged 11.7 yards per play, and he scored 20 touchdowns. Now, moving on to my number 9 tight end, that is going to be Jalen Weidermeier, tight end out of Texas A&M. Now, Weidermeier has significantly dropped on my board. Coming into this preseason, he was my number 1 tight end, and I feel like he was everyone's number 1 tight end, but just really didn't pan out that way. Now, Jalen Weidermeier has great hands. He's going to catch a lot of things that come his way, and I don't know how to describe this, but the body contortion, he's able to just lay out and twist to be able to catch the ball. I don't know how to describe it. When receivers lay out and they put their hands back and they're able to just make these spectacular catches, he's able to do that, and he's got a big catch radius. However, he lacks speed, explosiveness, and burst when running his routes and just running in general. That speed and explosiveness is just not prevalent. However, his route running is really, really good, and he's able to get separation with his route running, which, is something you like to see and something that you can use, but just the speed is just, it's kind of brings him down to me, because when you think of those athletic tight ends who are great route runners, you also think is they have some decent speed, but Jalen Weidermeier does not have that. He's got great toughness in the blocking and receiving game. He's going to be very, very physical, but he's not a great blocker either. But again, like Cole Turner, he has a great football IQ to modify his route to get open, to have the quarterback throw the ball his way. During his time with the Aggies, he had 118 receptions for 1,468 yards, averaging 12.4 yards per play and scoring 16 touchdowns. Moving on to my number 8 tight end, Jake Ferguson, tight end out of Wisconsin. To me, Jake Ferguson has the best hands in this class, as he's going to catch most everything that comes his way. He's going to track the ball real well into his hands and just get open. He's got a huge catch radius like the previous tight ends, catching anything that remotely comes near him. His route running isn't as good as the other tight ends, and that is something he can work on. But he's got a lot of speed and acceleration, which I do like in the tight end. He's a decent blocker, not the best, but if you need him to chip and help out or just stay in and block, sometimes he will be able to do that. And his football IQ, just like Weidermeier, just like Turner, he's able to modify his routes to get open and have production. During his time with the Badgers, he had 145 receptions for 1,618 yards. He averaged 11.2 yards per play, and scored 13 touchdowns. Moving on to my number 7 tight end, that is going to be Chicazeem Okonkwo. And if you've been on my channel, if you're a Broncos fan, I've mocked this guy to the Broncos a couple of times, and this is the most athletic tight end in this draft. He's got a lot of speed, a lot of explosiveness. He's able to accelerate really fast to get up to that top speed. His agility is really, really good, able to kind of throw on a juke move and make a man miss. Not like a running back or receiver, but his agility is very, very solid. His deep route running is really good. If you need him to go and run a post or a deep route, he's able to do that. His catching is decent. I wouldn't say he has the best hands in the classes. He does have some drops every now and then, but he does have some good hands. Blocking is not his strong suit, so he should not be in any schemes to block. That is just not his strong suit. And his football IQ definitely can improve. Just really kind of runs the same route. If a receiver is forcing him outside, he's still going to try and get upfield before going outside and just modifying it. I would like to see him work on that football IQ. And but I think that's definitely something that can be helped and worked on in practice and something that can improve. During his time with the Terrapins, he had 77 receptions for 717 yards, averaging 9.3 yards per play and scoring 8 touchdowns. Now, my number 6 tight end is Greg Dolcich, tight end out of UCLA. Dolcich, to me, is an interesting prospect. He's got decent speed and acceleration to get up to that top speed. His route running is okay, not the best in the class, but it is solid. And same thing with his catching. He doesn't have the best hands and does have some concentration drops every now and then, but he catches things for the most part. And he does have football IQ to modify that route. However, he isn't very versatile. He should not be used as a blocker. He can't block. He shouldn't be thrown in as a sub fullback or, one of those tight ends. If you need an extra lineman for a run play, he should not be used as such, as he is an athletic tight end. Most of these guys are receiving and athletic tight ends, but yeah, that's something I wouldn't use Dolcich for. But Dolcich is an intriguing prospect to me. I do think he's going to go somewhere in the 3rd round would be my guess, but yeah, I'm interested to see where Dolcich ends up. He has 77 receptions for 1,353 yards, averaging 17.6 yards per play and scoring 11 touchdowns for the Bruins. Now we're moving in to the top 5. At number 5, we got Kade Autumn, tight end out of Washington. I know a lot of people might be a little bit higher on Kade Autumn than I am, and I do see the upside and I do see the potential. I have a couple guys ahead of him that I like more. He's got great hands. He's going to catch everything that comes his way. His route running isn't the best and definitely can be improved on. He's got the versatility, though, that you'd like to see in a tight end. He has really good blocking, specifically in the run blocking. He excels really well at that. The pass blocking, he is really good at pass blocking, but definitely is the run blocking that you like to see out of Kade Autumn. He's got the football IQ for both blocking, offense, route running, everything. He's got the IQ for that. And his speed and acceleration are decent. It's not the fastest for a tight end, but, he's not going to be slow out there either. He's going to have some decent speed. During his time with the Huskies, he had 91 receptions for 1,026 yards, averaging about 11.3 yards per play and scoring 9 touchdowns. Number 4 is one of my favorite tight end prospects, Jelani Woods out of Virginia. Transferring from Oklahoma State to Virginia, Jelani Woods is someone who had a great combine. His measurables are just there, and I think he's going to go earlier than I think a lot of people suspect. He's got good hands, and he's going to catch everything that comes his way. Not a great route runner, though. He cannot run the route tree that well. Definitely needs to work on that during the offseason. He's got burst and separation, though, to separate from the defender or the linebacker covering him. He's got the versatility, to me, to play as a run block or to play as a blocker or as a pass catcher. He's got good blocking and a huge catch radius to haul in anything that comes his way. To me, Jelani Woods, I might be a little higher on Jelani Woods than a lot of people, but I really like him as a prospect. And during his time with the Cavaliers and the Oklahoma State Cowboys, he had 75 receptions for 959 yards, averaging about 12.8 yards per play, and he scored 12 touchdowns, 4 of them with the Oklahoma State Cowboys, 8 with the Virginia Cavaliers. My number 3 tight end is Jeremy Ruckert, tight end out of Ohio State. I'm interested. I don't think a lot of people are going to agree with this. I think a lot of people might be a little bit lower on Ruckert than I am, but the reason I'm high on him is he has great hands. He's going to catch a lot of the footballs that come his way. His catch radius is huge. Anything remotely thrown near him, he's going to be able to catch. His route running is fantastic. He's able to run almost every route on the route tree that you need him to. He's a great blocker, and he's great blocking in the run, blocking in the pass game. Whatever you need him to do, he's able to block if needed. He's got specifically in the passing game. Specifically, I have that written here. Pass blocking is a plus. That is specifically where he excels in the pass blocking game. Maybe line him up, think he's going to go out for a pass, and then just stays in and blocks. Or if you need another pass blocker, if you need to double team an elite edge rusher, he's able to help block in the passing game like that. And then football IQ does need to be improved on, but he has a lack of experience really playing. So I do believe that will come over time with more experience and more reps at the position. He will develop that football IQ to be a solid tight end in the NFL. During his time with the Buckeyes, he has 54 receptions for 615 yards, 11.4 yards average per play, and he scored 12 touchdowns. Now, my number 2 tight end, I know a lot of people are down on this guy, but it's going to be Isaiah Likely for me. Tight end out of Coastal Carolina. Isaiah Likely has great hands, and his route running is superb. He makes a lot of double moves to really just catch defenders lacking. He's going to break their ankles with those double moves. And he's got versatility that you love to see in a tight end. He can block, he can run, he can go out for passes. He has a lot of run after catch ability when he catches the passes. He has a lot of football IQ. He can line up in multiple positions on the field, multiple areas if you need him in tight, if you want him to go out wide, whatever you need him to line up as, he can line up there. He's got the football IQ to do that. And he is great at pass blocking. His pass protection is very, very solid. If you want to keep an extra tight end to chip the edge, help block the edge, like I said with Ruckert, Isaiah Likely is able to do that as well. I really like Isaiah Likely out of Coastal Carolina. I know a lot of people might be down on him, but Isaiah Likely out of Coastal Carolina is my number 2 tight end. And with the Chanticleers, he had 133 receptions for 2,050 yards. He has a 15.4 yard average per play, and he had 27 touchdowns. And coming on to number 1 for my number 1 tight end, it's Trey McBride out of Colorado State. McBride has it all, in my opinion. He's got the hands and the catch radius to catch anything that comes in his direction. He's got some speed and separation when running his routes to separate from the defender and then run down the field if you need him to. His route running can be improved, but I wouldn't say it's terrible. He's got decent route running that will definitely... He can't run, I would say, every route on the route tree, but most of the routes that you need him to, he can run. And it's something I do think will improve over time, but his route running isn't something that you should take as a negative because he does have some solid route running. He tracks the ball very well, and he's going to get to where it needs to be to make the catch. If he needs to high point and catch the ball, if he needs to lay out, he's going to be able to get there, and he tracks the ball very well. He's great at blocking the football. He's able to block edge rushers, like I said in the past two. He is great at blocking, specifically pass blocking. Run blocking, maybe not so much, but pass blocking, Trey McBride is great at pass blocking. And then once again, he's got great football IQ. He was that whole offense at Colorado State. His football IQ is tremendous when knowing when to break off routes, everything, lining up. He's got tremendous football IQ, and that is something that you just really can't teach, and you just need to develop from experience, and that is something that Trey McBride has. And during his time with the Rams, he had 164 receptions for 2,100 yards, averaging 12.8 yards per play and scoring 10 touchdowns. Now that was my top 10 tight ends. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.